Friends, old age means that hair turns gray early, the body weakens, teeth become fragile, cheeks sag, one gets tired quickly, the face loses its glow, the digestive system worsens, vision weakens, and so on. These are all signs of aging. However, this no longer happens only in the later years. Even today, many young people are affected by early aging. So, let's understand this through a Buddhist story. Once, Mahatma Buddha visited the royal court of an emperor. As soon as he arrived, he asked the Raja, "Tell me, how are the people of the village?" The Raja replied, "O Lord, thanks to the teachings you have given us, the people in our village, even at 60 years of age, look like they are 20. It seems as though everyone's aging has completely stopped. Lord, everyone in our state is healthy, resting peacefully, and no one needs medicine. Our people are entirely well and very happy." Friends, today's story is very informative, so listen until the end. Through this story, you will understand why aging arrives at an early age. As you know, Gautama Buddha was once an emperor too, but he left everything behind and adopted the life of a monk. Because of this, he knew everything about what we should eat and what kind of daily routine we should follow. Friends, today we are going to learn about Mahatma Buddha's 12 important rules, or, in other words, we will uncover the secret to a complete life. Therefore, it is humbly requested that you listen carefully to the entire story, and after hearing these 12 things, implement them in your life. If you adopt these teachings, you will surely never fall ill, and aging will not affect you. We will understand this through a story so that each point sticks in your mind and you can apply it to your life. So, let's begin with the story. A long time ago, there was a king named Badar Singh. The king was very kind, just, and fair. He had 2 queens, both of whom were very beautiful, but also very cruel. Despite their beauty, they shared the king's religious nature. The king loved justice so much that his subjects never suffered, as he had formed a cabinet with 9 ministers. Each minister was assigned to a department responsible for ensuring the people's food supply, and different tasks were distributed among them. The king gave such strict instructions that anyone negligent in their work would be sentenced to death. Because of this, the cabinet ministers worked with great honesty, and whenever the king had to deliver justice, he did so impartially, understanding both sides deeply and making a fair decision. Because of this, the people of the kingdom were very happy. Every week, the king would tour the kingdom. During these visits, all the villagers were gathered to report how much grain was in each household and whether or not there was food in every home. The king's arrangements ensured that his subjects lived prosperous lives. The kingdom ran very smoothly, and the people were satisfied. Due to this happiness, the people always praised the king. Similarly, one day during a gathering, a farmer and his wife approached the king and said, "Maharaj, today we have a serious problem. Please solve our issue." The king said, "Tell me, what is the matter?" The farmer responded, "I have 2 sons, and they are very young, about 26 or 28 years old at most, but they look as if they are 60. Their hair is falling out, their stomachs are growing, and they have become very lazy. They don't do any work. We have tried many medicines, but there has been no improvement." The king replied, "All right," and ordered his ministers. The sons of this farmer should be treated by the royal physician, and the expenses should be covered by the state treasury. The minister followed the orders, and the physician treated the farmer's sons using funds from the treasury. However, after a long period of treatment, the farmer returned to the gathering and said, "Maharaj, there has been no relief. My sons are still the same." The king said, "Very well, we will think about this." While pondering the situation, another couple arrived, also crying with the same problem. Gradually, the issue escalated, and one by one, more than half of the villagers approached the king, leaving him bewildered. He immediately called for an emergency meeting, declaring that it was imperative to resolve this issue in the state. He ordered a full investigation to determine why the youth of the state were looking prematurely old and exhausted. The king mandated that action must be taken urgently, with everyone going door to door to uncover the cause of this phenomenon. All the famous healers were summoned, and an emergency meeting was held to discuss the matter. The king addressed the healers, giving them 10 days to investigate and identify the disease affecting every household or the cause behind this problem. The king promised that whoever discovered the exact diagnosis of this condition would be rewarded with a kingdom. All the nobles got to work, going from house to house, investigating day and night for 10 days. Afterward, in a state assembly, all the royal physicians and healers gathered. The king asked each healer for their findings, but despite their efforts, none had found a solution. Then, an elderly healer, around 125 to 130 years old, stood up and said, "Maharaj, based on our findings, I believe there is an issue with our lifestyle and diet, which is why this is happening. However, we do not have a clear solution for it," said the elderly healer, who was 130 years old. The king was perplexed by this response and asked, "What will be the solution to this problem?" "You must tell us the solution as well, because we have been living with this distress for a month. Our people have been worried, and seeing this, we too are restless. Even my hair has begun to fall out. In our family, whether it's the queens, the princes, the princesses, or anyone else, everyone is facing this issue. After all, everyone is concerned. Please tell me the solution." The elderly healer stood up with folded hands and said, "Maharaj, please forgive us, but we do not have a solution for this. However, there is one person who does have the solution to all these problems. If we summon him, all the issues in your kingdom will be resolved, and all illnesses will disappear forever. No one else has the solution but him." The king replied eagerly, "Healer, quickly tell me. Let's not delay such an important matter. Tell me as soon as possible, wise man. Who is this person? We will invite him to our kingdom." The healer responded, "Forgive me, Maharaj, but we do not know where he lives. He must be preaching in some state. Send your soldiers throughout the kingdom and have them search for the state in which Mahatma Buddha is preaching. Only he has the solution to this problem." As soon as the king heard the healer's words, he ordered his most capable minister to find Mahatma Buddha as soon as possible and bring him to the kingdom with respect and honor. This is our strict order. Take all necessary spies and quickly find out in which state Mahatma Buddha is currently preaching. If he doesn't come, inform me, and I will go to see him myself with my concerns. All the ministers immediately dispersed in different directions. After much effort, they discovered that Mahatma Buddha was giving a sermon in a distant place. The ministers went there, paid homage to Buddha, and said, "Lord Buddha, our king has summoned you. A great illness has fallen upon our kingdom. Will you please come with us?" Mahatma Buddha, always kind and joyful, had only one wish, that all living beings on earth should be healthy and happy. In his mind, there was no deceit, and he wished for no one to suffer. As soon as he heard the request, he said, "Why don't we go immediately?" Mahatma Buddha agreed to go to the kingdom, and his disciples accompanied him as well. The king warmly welcomed Mahatma Buddha to the court, greeted him respectfully, and invited him with great honor. Then the king said to Mahatma Buddha, "Lord, our people are usually joyful and happy, but now a great burden has befallen them. A calamity has struck, and when calamity falls upon them, it falls upon us too. These are not just subjects, they are our family. Please solve all our problems." Mahatma Buddha, impressed by the king's thoughts and compassion, smiled and said, "Why not? This is nothing. Everything will be fine. The people have brought these problems upon themselves." Hearing this, the king smiled and said, "Sir, such a big problem, and you say it's nothing. All right, Guru, do whatever is necessary. Please heal our people." One of Mahatma Buddha's disciples, who was standing nearby, stepped forward when Buddha signaled him. The disciple said, "O Raja, give us an open space in your state where all the inhabitants can gather, a place with fresh air, natural sunlight, and a peaceful atmosphere. Tomorrow, at 4 a.m., we will begin treating the people. But before we start, you must issue an order that all the inhabitants, including yourself, must be present at that place. We will deliver a sermon, and these teachings will continue for 12 days. During these 12 days, all your subjects will regain their health." The king was very pleased to hear this and said, "All right, any expenses required will be covered by the state treasury." The disciple replied, "There will be no expenses, Maharaj. You can rest assured. Simply issue a strict order to your subjects that if they do not arrive by 4 a.m., they will be punished." The king implemented this order and said, "Everyone must be there tomorrow morning." He chose a very suitable place and declared, "Tomorrow, all the people must arrive at this place. We will also go and listen to the teachings of Mahatma Buddha. We will follow everything Mahatma Buddha says, and our spies will monitor the houses. Anyone who does not follow the instructions will be punished in the assembly." After declaring this, all the people greeted the king and said, "Maharaj, we will all be present." They also greeted Mahatma Buddha and departed. The meeting was adjourned, and Mahatma Buddha's sermon was scheduled for the next day. The next morning, everyone arrived at 4 a.m. to listen to Mahatma Buddha's sermon. Mahatma Buddha signaled to his disciple in the assembly, and the disciple stood up and said, "Starting tomorrow, everyone in the entire state must begin drinking 2 to 3 glasses of warm water at 4 a.m. after waking up. This warm water should be sipped slowly from an earthen pot. Anyone who does not follow this instruction will not find relief. This was Mahatma Buddha's first teaching. Everyone must follow it, as the second teaching will be given tomorrow. It is important that everyone attends the gathering." The next day, all the people arrived punctually. Mahatma Buddha asked someone from the crowd, "What happened? How many people followed the first teaching?" Everyone raised their hands and said, "We have followed it, and today we feel much better. Our stomachs have been cleansed, our bodies feel light, and we look much healthier." Then Mahatma Buddha said to his disciple, "Now, the second piece of advice is that everyone must go for a walk." He continued, "How much should they walk?" "They should walk between 2 to 3 kilometers. The children and younger people should run during this walk, while those aged 40 to 50 should walk briskly, taking 1 step per second, about 60 steps per minute. If they can run, they should not do so too fast, but should run only between 2 to 3 kilometers according to their ability." That was the teaching for the second day. The following day, the meeting resumed, and Mahatma Buddha asked again, "What did everyone do during the first 2 days?" Once again, everyone raised their hands in agreement. The disciple asked, "How do you feel now?" They responded, "Guru, we have no illness. It feels like we are completely healthy again." The disciple then said, "Now everyone must do yoga and pranayama according to their ability. This includes pranayama exercises such as Anulam Vilom." He explained how to perform Anulam Vilom and Surya Pranayama. The disciple instructed everyone to practice these exercises daily for at least 30 to 45 minutes. The meeting concluded, and the next day another gathering was held. Once again, everyone was asked about their routine and who had followed the instructions. They all responded, "Now, we feel as though we have no illness. We don't even need an alarm to wake up. Our eyes open automatically at 4 a.m. Hearing this, the king was very pleased, amazed that his people were healing without the need for money. The king rejoiced and told Mahatma Buddha, "Lord, please stay in our kingdom. Do not leave us." Mahatma Buddha smiled, maintaining his joyful and peaceful demeanor, and said, "Now that everyone knows about pranayama, the next step is that everyone should eat 300 grams of sev, a traditional food. You can eat more if you wish, but not less. After that, everyone can continue with their work." That day's meeting ended, and the next morning everyone gathered again. They were asked if they had felt significant relief. The people responded, "We have fully recovered." The disciple then said, "There is still half of the teaching left to fulfill. If you follow it completely, you will have no disease, aging will not affect you, and your masculine strength will remain intact, like that of Mahatma Buddha. Your face will remain radiant." The disciple then explained the next part of the teaching. Listen carefully. From tomorrow until 7 or 8 a.m., you must eat sev. 2 hours later, you may eat to fill your stomach, just as you do daily. But after eating, everyone must consume a roti made from multiple grains. It must not contain wheat, as wheat is not beneficial. Instead, it should include millet, corn, and chickpeas. Additionally, on your plate, there should be a bowl of lentils, homemade ghee, and a bowl of seasonal vegetables. Seasonal vegetables are good for you, while out-of-season vegetables should be preserved and stored. Finally, the disciple added, 30 minutes after eating, everyone should drink a bowl of yogurt. If you include this in your diet, then after half an hour of eating, add jaggery to the yogurt. This will help your food digest more easily. The sermon for the day concluded, and the people happily returned to their homes, following what had been taught. The next day, another meeting was held, and the people were asked once again if they had felt relief. They responded, "Lord, we have no illness. We are completely healed. It doesn't even seem like we were ever sick." The king, overjoyed, said, "By following this way of life, everyone has been healed. Gradually, it seems that all have become healthier on their own." The disciple added, "There is still more to learn. Listen carefully. First, you must remember that you should not eat and drink at the same time. If you have difficulty swallowing food, take small sips of water. You can drink water between meals, but not large amounts at once. You can drink as much water as you want, but only after 1 hour of eating, since everyone will have eaten by 10 or 11 in the morning. You will likely feel hungry again by 4 or 5 in the afternoon. At that time, everyone must eat a plate of salad, and each person should eat according to their weight. For example, if someone weighs 50 kilograms, they should eat the salad in proportion to their weight. If someone weighs 60 kilograms, they should eat 300 grams. And for those who weigh 70 kilograms or more, the amount remains 300 grams. However, if someone weighs 80 kilograms, they should eat 400 grams of salad. The salad should include carrots, beets, radishes, tomatoes, and a piece of ginger. Additionally, 3 or 4 cloves of garlic should be added for flavor. You can also add black salt or roasted cumin if desired. You must not eat anything before consuming the salad. Follow these instructions and return the next day. That meeting also ended, and everyone went home following the given rules. The next day at 4 p.m., they were asked how they felt and how their bodies were. Everyone had smiles on their faces, and their faces shone like light, as if the signs of aging had come to an end. The king was overjoyed and, filled with gratitude, knelt before Mahatma Buddha and said, "Blessed be you, Lord. You have healed everyone just with food." The king added, "Maharaj, wait. There's still much to teach. Once you finish explaining the entire series of teachings like our Lord, there will be no diseases and no one in our kingdom will ever age." The king then urged the guru, "Please, tell us everything we need to know. I myself feel as though I have no illness now, as if I am 16 years old again." The disciple continued, "I'll tell you what to do at night. Everyone must have dinner before sunset, because as the sunlight decreases, digestion slows down. When the sunlight hits our stomach, food digestion becomes slower, and by the time we sleep, it's incomplete. That's why ancient sages like Asit Muni used to eat an hour before sunset. Eating early has 2 benefits. First, the food begins to digest while we are still awake, and by the time we go to sleep, digestion is almost complete. This ensures restful sleep. If you eat late, your digestion will be incomplete, and you won't be able to sleep well. Therefore, make sure to eat dinner an hour before sunset and eat light foods. Choose multigrain roti and seasonal vegetables, but eat only as much as necessary, as if you've barely eaten. After an hour, drink a glass of milk with 3 grams of turmeric. The turmeric must be homemade, not store-bought. A few hours before bed, do nothing but sleep and go to bed before 10 p.m. If you sleep by 10 p.m., you will have a restful sleep and all your food will be digested. When you sleep well, you will automatically wake up at 4:25 a.m. without any stress, and you won't have any illnesses. In short, listen carefully. Everyone must live in the present like small children. A child doesn't worry if their mother is arguing with a neighbor or whether there is food in the house. They simply eat what they have and continue playing as long as their stomach is full. In the same way, you must focus on the present and not worry about the past or the future. Don't stress over what you have today or what's to come. Be happy with what you have and don't dwell on the past. Living in the present eliminates stress and worries, which prevents diseases. Remember to follow these rules and never eat outside food. Prepare all your meals at home because outside food is often adulterated. Whoever follows these instructions will never age or get sick. Everyone should follow the same rules, and after a month, we will hold a gathering with everyone present. And so, the days passed. After a month, Mahatma Buddha returned to the gathering. The king rushed to greet him and respectfully invited him to his royal court. "Welcome, Guru, to our kingdom. This is your home as well," said the king. Mahatma Buddha smiled and asked, "Tell me, O king, how is everyone? How are your subjects?" The king replied, "Lord, the teachings you gave us have made all our people very happy. People who once seemed 60 years old now look like they're 21. Everyone's aging has stopped, and the people are resting peacefully. They no longer need medicine. They are absolutely healthy and happy. So, my dear friends, what did you think of Mahatma Buddha's 12 health teachings? Will you put them into practice? Leave your thoughts below in the comment section, and don't forget to give us a like. Share this video with your friends and family, and subscribe by activating notifications so you don't miss any of our upcoming teachings. Thank you for all the support I receive day after day. It encourages me to keep sharing these teachings, and your interest and participation are the reason I continue creating valuable content. I sincerely thank you for your constant support, and I wish you peace and well-being on your journey. Until next time, my dear friends.